I began life in the city of Detroit, right inside the city, not at 8 Mile, right inside the city. I was raised in a Christian home with 2 loving parents, but very overprotective. You would have thought we were the Ozzie Nelsons and the Donna Reeds, the perfect families of the 1950s. Different life. My parents saved so I could receive a good Christian education. But when I was 17, my mother suddenly passed away. I was left caring for my dad and younger sister, but I was not prepared for that life. When I needed God the most, I felt he abandoned me. I stopped attending church. I would have told you I believed in God, but church was only a lot of formal things, stained glass windows and recited prayers. And without God in my life, things continue to get worse. Sorry about that. It's a very difficult time. I had a job and took care of my family. I called it love, but they called it codependency. We did things as a family together, except pray. God was missing. But to everyone else, we were a normal family, just missing a mother. At this time of my life, I made some poor decisions. And through my experience, I met ladies who encouraged me to pray. Somehow I started to pray. Just not the memorized prayers I learned as a youngster, but from the heart. It was the first time that I ever attended a Bible study. Catholics didn't do Bible study at that time. God continued to show me that I was still his child. My faith grew slowly, but started to grow. I had to start life over, a new way of living. I went to church, what I call church shopping. If I came to the same church more than once, that was it. They might have me, they might know who I really was. A fellow co-worker kept talking about her church at lunch hour, and I finally decided to ask her about it and went to visit. That was a big step for me, because after the second time, I decided to join. Ooh, that broke my record. I told them I would go to church, I would never join, so that broke my record. I was a member with that church for 20 years. I got closer to God in my faith. But due to financial issues and lack of membership, the church had to close. So I knew I needed to look for a church, and I came to the Salvation Army one Sunday. By the time I walked out from that first service, I knew I had found my new home. Thanks to your pastor and your membership, the welcoming was tremendous. I became a prime member of your senior group. I started coming to Bible study. I began helping in the kitchen and many other events. And before I knew it, I was enrolled as a soldier. How quickly things grew. I have known so much faith and trust and courage that I have grown in, besides getting a new family. Because I have no other family, so you guys are my family. Sorry. I told myself I wouldn't do that. I have learned to speak to others about my church. Just get me in a different group. I went to the Sterling Heights Seniors the other day on Friday, and before I knew it, I was talking to the ladies about the Salvation Army. So, and that's not the way I was raised. You didn't do that. Time does not permit me to tell you all he has done. I could go on. I have made comments, just ask a senior. They always have a story to tell you about something in their life. But believe me, without his help, I would not be standing here. I recently shared that my move to the condo and all we've done in that respect. You cannot undo my past and the sins I have done, but he has forgiven me and guiding me to this place that I am standing here today. This has not been easy because it brings a lot of the past back. We know when we think of the past, the good and not so good, that it becomes very touchy in our lives. I appreciate all the love you have shown me for the first day that I came here, and I hope that I can seek God to do his work here. Thank you for your time.